McCaffrey. Short toss to McCaffrey here to the 35-yard line. He'll turn the corner, and McCaffrey down the sideline. Christian McCaffrey inside the 30. Cuts it back inside.
Dalvin Cook picks up a first down, still going inside the 30. Cook at the end here. 1st and 10. Mahomes intercepted. And that's Terrence.
Team's going up tempo. And they're Walker
scoops it back up. Jackson throws. Intercepted. Giants have it with Julian Love. Love weaving through. Gardner Johnson. He's got a block. Zeke on the run. Ezekiel Elliott will score.
Claypool right now over the middle as Trubisky searches. And his elbow. Yes, it is. It's Claypool again.
All right, here we go. Sigs picks. Moving on to week 7 of the NFL. Start out going through what happened in week 6, and then we'll talk about some of our best picks going into week 7. 2 guests on the show tonight. Newest member, Josh Stevens, fan of the Eagles, fan of the Skankies, as you can see. They took out the guards last week. It was a tough scene for us. He's got his gear on. Birds are 6-0. And there he is. There he is.
Let's get the appropriate attire on.
Worst 6-0 team of all time.
And then of course,
this is a football podcast, right?
Yeah, mainly.
Out of bounds.
Of course, we got Jackson Klein, Steelers fan, and also a fan of whatever brings Cleveland fans misery.
Basically.
Fucking tired of fucking losing!
All right. So the Thursday night game last week was another absolute stinker. Amazon has to be going out of business at the rate of, I don't know. These Thursday night games have been terrible all year.
There's been a lot of bad football this year, just period.
And even looking at the future schedule for Thursday night games, they're not looking really that great either. I know
No.
Philly's Thursday night game in 2 weeks is against the Texans.
Jesus Christ.
That's going to be really entertaining.
That's probably the best team they've played so far this year.
Who? Houston?
Yeah.
Philly is the best team that Houston has played, or Houston is the best team Philly's played?
I'm saying Houston's probably the best team Philly's played so far.
I think
I don't think so.
Taysom Hill touchdown.
I think what happened was every team has to have a primetime game, and they're like, dude, like, I think most likely the least viewership's on Thursday night games, so they're just like, whatever fucking stooges we could throw on there. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's every team gets a Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night game.
yeah,
And a few random Saturday night games the second to last week of the season.
yeah, but this game was awful.
Abysmal. It was terrible.
I only watched a little bit of this one. I couldn't even pretend to be interested in it.
Justin Fields is still struggling mightily. I mean, they put up 7 points. And it's not like the Commanders balled out either. It was 12-7. Thursday night unders have been locks almost all year. And nothing notable happened offensively.
I've had Brian Robinson sitting on my bench in fantasy, and he does look like he's going to be good, though.
Yeah, the reason I put him on there, because isn't this the guy that got shot going into the season?
Mm-hmm.
And then
came
back, scored a ton. That's funny. 60 ads. I make a spelling ache every year. I'm just saying it with like a Boston accent. 60 yards.
But yeah, this game was garbage. Wasn't worth betting. I mean, just probably the most two uninteresting teams in the NFL right now.
Yeah, but 5 sacks. Fields was pressured all night. Their offensive line's abysmal, and
Yeah.
he misses open receivers too. So
When he does hit them, they don't catch it anyway.
bad football. Moving on, more bad football.
This was a fucking God. I didn't think it would be this bad.
Yeah, I'm not mad that I wasn't in attendance for this one. But I talked about it on last week's show. For whatever reason, no matter how good we are, which we're not good this year, or how bad the Patriots are, we just don't beat them. We never do. They always spank us. They spanked us last year, spanked us this year. Jacoby played horrendous football. Turned it over 3 times, under 50% completion rate. They didn't really. I thought that New England was going to run it all over us, but honestly, they just, what do they call them? Zip it zappy was just
And
slinging all over us.
There's going to be a quarterback battle down there.
Yeah, I was going to
Mac
ask
Jones
you
might
guys
be in
who
trouble.
you think's going to be their starter.
They'll go back to Matt when
Zappy's
he's
looking
healthy,
pretty
but
good.
he'll be on a short leash.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he said, they'll go back to him. But if he starts playing shitty, like it's going to get loud.
I haven't watched a full Browns game since the Pittsburgh game, and I mean, the clips you see on Twitter are just fucking abysmal, man. That defense is.
The
They
defense,
get gashed.
it's unbelievable. Like they're beyond, like terrible doesn't even describe it anymore.
Seems like Nick Chubb is just eating every single week. I don't like you almost when your run game is that good, you almost have to try to lose.
Yeah,
Like
but I mean, when you're giving up 38 to a third string quarterback,
like,
obviously.
Running the ball in the NFL is so hard. If you have a good run game, it should just make the offense flow. If you even have like a somewhat competent quarterback, an OC.
Yeah.
Like scoring only 15 points with that run game is pathetic.
Yeah, it's been a tough year. And I don't know if I've said this to a couple people, but I don't know if Deshaun coming back instantly fixes the problems with this team. I think the offense will be a lot better, but I mean, there's no end in sight for the defense right now.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett, another no-show, wasn't he?
I actually saw he's been the second highest graded D end all year.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Motherfucker has no sacks and 2 tackles every week. I don't care how many.
He had a strip sack this week.
Oh yeah, on a bullshit strip sack. That was that was one of the weirdest calls I've ever. Dude threw the ball 20 yards downfield and they called it a strip.
Yeah, I don't know. It was, but I mean, without Clowney, they could literally just fucking sit 2 and maybe even 3 on him because the rest of our D line is atrocious. So, I mean, he just gets massacred every play. And Clowney, I don't know, he's always hurt. He's always hurt.
Ramondre picked me up a ton of points for fantasy this week, though.
He killed us last year, so I knew he was going to put up points.
25 points this week.
Yeah, the 2 tuds didn't hurt. Oh Jesus! It just keeps getting worse for me this week.
My God. This is, just a classic Mike Tomlin game. Everybody's writing him off. Everybody writes him off, wants him out of town, and just delivers this with every single player in the secondary was out. We didn't have a single starter in the secondary. No TJ Watt, and just I don't know, pulls it off.
So I'm not even gonna lie. I did not watch 1 second, or I haven't even seen a highlight from this game. So, Jackson, if you could say like what happened.
Opening drive, Kenny marched him right down the field, touchdown. Ended up
He got hurt
down,
though, didn't he?
Went down in the concussion protocol second quarter. Mitch came in, had a couple couple the same drives he was having before, and then out of nowhere, Cam Hayward's little brother, the fullback, rips off. It was a blown coverage is what it was. The linebacker was trying to call timeout. They didn't give it to him. Blown coverage. He scores doesn't score. He catches like a 45-yard ball, and Chase Claypool caught a touchdown. Caught 2 huge long third down conversions. The 3 biggest plays he's had all year by far, and I don't know, man. They made plays when they had to, converted third downs, and
Yeah,
they stepped up.
I heard Mitch looked pretty good, and then Claypool.
He looked more loose compared to when he was starting. And just when he was starting, he just looked like he was so scared to make mistakes, just knowing Kenny was waiting in the shadows. But now that he doesn't have anything to lose, really, he looked a lot better. He was actually throwing it downfield a little bit.
Yeah, and I feel like I've been saying this every week now, but the Bucks they just do not look the same.
Mm-mm.
This has been a pretty bad year for Brady.
Like Tomlin said, pressure doesn't sack Tom Brady. You have to get there with 4, and now he is fired up talking to his offense on the sideline.
Yeah, I thought divorce Brady would be on a rampage, but
I know.
it's just not happening.
That's the whole reason why he's here.
He said, what did he compare it to this week?
Family versus family or football, and he picked
compared football season like getting what did he say? It's like he compared it to being like sent off somewhere in the military, and it was just like, what are you talking about, dude?
Sounds like
I
Chase
can't remember what the quote
Claypool's.
was.
Sounds like Chase Claypool's going to be out of town too. If all the rumors are true, it sounds like Green Bay is going to make an offer. They really like him.
What do you think they'd get in return?
I assume just draft picks, probably. I don't know who they'd be willing to give up.
Dude, I'm so sick of playing Deontay Johnson because he does nothing every week. I think the most points he scored in fantasy this year has been like maybe 9, but most weeks it's like 5 or 6 points.
I mean, Chase Claypool was the first wide receiver that's had a touchdown for the Steelers yet this year.
Jesus.
First one. But no, he'll get his targets. He'll start looking up. He's still good for at least 7 or 8 catches a game typically. Just not number 1 wide receiver.
So Brady on his Let's Go podcast with Fitzgerald, he said, I almost look at the football season like you're going away on deployment for the military. And it's
that's what it was.
He's already issued several apology statements for it.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell is going on with him, but I think there's just too much going on in his personal life to be completely locked in to football. And also he's aging, so
yeah.
That doesn't help either.
I still think he should have just stayed retired.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I mean, he's got a mega deal lined up with Fox as soon as he retires, so I don't know what it is with him. It's a pride thing, I guess. He just doesn't want to retire. He just wants to keep playing, but obviously doesn't care about the money. If Fox has offered him however much it was.
Yeah, but moving on, only unbeaten team left in the NFL. The Philadelphia Eagles.
And on a bye week this week.
They do have a bye.
Mm-hmm.
Stevens, you were at this one, weren't you?
Sure was. Drove 8 hours from my house to Philadelphia last minute. Left my house at 11 o'clock and got there just before kickoff. Stadium's absolutely electric.
I saw they had Meek Mill come out and get everybody fired up.
Oh, yeah. Came out, did Dreams and Nightmares. That was freaking sick. Like that stadium is always just freaking electric. Like, I highly recommend going to an Eagles game, whether you're cheering for them or not.
I think this game ended all the
best is. What's that?
This game ended all the. Is Cooper Rush going to start over Dak conversations pretty quick?
Oh yeah, I mean.
Yeah, he was horrendous.
3 interceptions, and every time he'd throw an interception, like he would just get booed right off the field. It was pretty funny. Like, it's the thing with Cooper Rush. It was like I'd see it on ESPN every single day. It's like, seeing Cooper Rush, 5-0 as a backup quarterback. He hasn't lost a game yet. And it's with him, it's like they haven't played a real team yet. They haven't played a top 20 offense yet. They haven't played a decent defense. And, he goes into this game against a good team and finally looks like a backup. I mean, they haven't had a strong opponent all season.
Yeah, go ahead, Jackson.
If you guys are into future bets, Dallas Cowboys to win that division future right now. I don't know what the odds are, but
bro, it's gonna be tough
like that right now
because the Eagles and the Giants are balling too.
Bro,
it's gonna be tough.
Who have the Eagles beat?
But if you look at the rest of their schedule, if they lose more than 2 games, they're doing something wrong.
Well, who have the Eagles beat this year?
Let's see. So Cowboys, Cards,
Trash.
Jags.
Trash.
Washington.
Trash.
Lions.
Trash.
I'm missing week 2.
But the thing is,
I'll tell you what it was. It was
their schedule doesn't get tougher.
It was prime time Kirk Cousins. Trash.
So be it. Still 6-0 though, and very likely we could very likely go 12-0.
I did have the Cowboys.
Yeah, until Pittsburgh comes to town. Yeah, we'll see.
I did have the Cowboys as one of my locks just to cover this week, not the outright win. And it was looking promising for a little bit in the second half. They finally got something going, but then the Eagles were able to turn it back around.
Is Philly Pittsburgh next week?
Yeah.
Or it's next week. Okay, I was hoping you guys were the first game after the bye. TJ be back.
The only other thing
we 100% need this bye because Lane Johnson's out. He left during second quarter with a concussion. So,
what positions he play?
Left tackle. But our offensive line is just deep. It's so deep.
Yeah, I know. My one buddy from here, shout out Josh Sills. He is a backup left tackle, I believe, or he might be a guard actually. I can't remember what he's playing now. But
he's on the practice squad.
Yeah, he got. I think he dressed not the last game, but the game before. I think he got called up for special teams. Huh. Damn, if you guys had a lineman down, I was hoping he'd get called up again.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing I wanted to say is the Eagles might have the best secondary in the league.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
obviously, that didn't help a backup
Darius
quarterback.
Slay
Gardner Johnson was balling.
Why are you not
CJ GJ, I mean, with 2 interceptions was pretty incredible. But, I mean, what Darius Slay and James Bradbury have done this season has been phenomenal. Plus throwing in CJ GJ, it's just, and Marcus Epps. I mean, their secondary is on fire right now. The only thing that really, really concerns me with them is they're playing like they're a second quarter team. They come out, they score all their points in the second quarter to go into halftime with a big ass lead, and then they come back out and just don't show up. Because they went at halftime 20-3 and came out of halftime into the
got down
quarter,
to like 17-20.
Beginning of the fourth quarter, it was 20-17. It's like, what the hell's going on here? So I mean, that's like their biggest concern right now is they're 6-0, but they haven't had a complete game yet. It's been three good quarters and then 1 quarter of scoring.
If the Cowboys can keep playing how they have been and then just plug in an elite quarterback, I think they could make a run at the division. But I don't know. But the Eagles' schedule, that's a lot to make up, even just 2 games. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
We've got the Steelers, we've got the Bears, Packers, Washington again, Dallas again, Giants twice. I mean, it's relatively easy. Got the Colts, schedule. Titans, Texans. I mean, they have the easiest schedule this season.
Well, another AFC North team actually tying for the lead now. Too bad we don't have Mr. Brooks on here for his Cincinnati Bengals. But
they should have lost this game.
I thought they were going to lose this game. Joey B and Jamar got it done at the end of the game, though. as they tend to do, and ended up being a huge win for them because Baltimore keeps falling apart in games. And as crazy as it sounds, even Pittsburgh and Cleveland are only a game back now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody's right there. It's just an ugly division.
Yeah, this division's not good at all.
Really
I mean, this is
bad
pretty
football.
much what the NFC East was last season.
Baltimore's banged up. Cincinnati is. I was never really sold on Cincinnati anyway. I just don't think they don't play a style of football that's you can bring every single week. They're going to have bad weeks. That line's just too bad. Defense isn't great, but when they're clicking though, they can beat anybody. They just kind of got hot at the right time last year.
Yep. What? Vikings are 5-1. I just can't trust them because of their quarterback. Like, I don't trust Kirk Cousins in big situations.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to week 2 when they played Philly. It's like put them up against somebody that's actually competitive, and you see who the real team is.
I feel like they're 5-1 and nobody's still talking about them.
Yeah, and then
everybody was talking about them after week 1 when Jefferson went off, but then after they played Philly, everybody shut up about him.
He's had a couple good games back to back now. After kind of falling off for a minute.
I think he's the best receiver in the league right now. Just my opinion.
Talent wise, probably Cooper Kupp's stats are insane, but
yeah,
Cooper Kupp also gets fucking 20 targets a game.
And Cooper Kupp plays in the slot. I feel like Jefferson's getting every team's primetime best corner every play of the game. So, but yeah, if they keep winning, they're probably going to make the playoffs. I think Tua's coming back this week, right?
Is your Dolphins record wrong? I thought they lost 3 in a row.
I thought they started out 4-0 and then lost the last 2.
I think they've lost 3 in a row.
Or maybe it's 3-3. Yeah, you're right.
Not to be 4.
But Tua's coming back, isn't he? Oh, they're playing the Steelers. Of course, they'd say that.
I don't give a fuck about Tua. It's Brian Flores Minka revenge game.
But yeah,
if I were to, I'd take a couple more weeks off.
He came out this week and said he doesn't even remember what happened.
It's a little rushed for him coming back.
He said he didn't even know what happened. It's like, all right, you might want to go back to bed, buddy.
Yeah.
But Jesus, bad teams. Don't want to talk about it. You guys have anything?
I didn't watch this one. They stink.
Yeah, I'm never tuning into a Jags Colts game unless I have money on it, which I didn't.
Those funny people were pretending Jacksonville was good for a couple weeks.
That was me.
I'll have some field reporting on the Eagles and Colts here in a couple weeks. I'm going to that game too.
For how bad the Colts have looked, to still have an above 500 record is kind of crazy. But
yeah.
Is that game in Indy or Philly?
That tie is really helping them. It's in Indy.
I was going to say, Indy's probably closer to you than Philly is, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I'm 2 hours away from Indy.
Send it.
Matt Ryan threw the ball 58 times. Holy shit. I'm surprised his arm didn't fall off.
That's what I'm saying. His arm has to be like fall off the bone brisket at this point. But
I can't believe this fucking game.
This is like one of those games where, like Jackson says, anybody can beat anybody every week, and I never would have picked this one. But
dude, Falcons this year 6-0 against the spread and have only won 3 games. That's crazy.
They've been close in every
game. Surprised
game.
That they're 3-3, to be honest.
They're 6-0, and they've covered every single game.
Yeah, they've been close in every game. Let me look up their schedule real quick.
They run the shit out of the ball.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not even like they have like a crazy passing attack. They had 3 guys rush for 50 though.
6-0 against the spread.
So They lost to the Bucks by 6 in Tampa. They lost to the Rams by 4 in LA, and they lost to the Saints by 1 at home.
Damn.
So they've
Well,
been they're in every game.
Like the Niners last year just covered every single week. That might be my Falcons team. I might start betting the Falcons every week. Just kind of fly under the radar, but just keep every game close.
Yeah, could be. Seahawks, Cardinals.
I don't know, man. Cardinals don't make sense. Them and the Broncos just I don't get it.
Yeah, it really doesn't make sense. But they get Hopkins back this week. They also traded for Robbie Anderson.
They need.
Which Robbie Anderson can't do anything but run just a straight deep route and not beat anybody. So I don't know what that's going to do for him really. But I think getting Hopkins back will help.
I mean, most people pick the Seahawks to win 1 or 2 games this year, and they're fucking 3-3 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Geno Smith, I've seen, is like statistically a top 5 quarterback so far this year.
He's balling hell of a lot better than Russell fucking Wilson.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not saying they're going to make crazy noise, but I don't think they're going to be as bad as we thought they were.
What's the Yankees' status, Stevens?
It's 3-2.
Still
going top of the 6th now.
32. Right. This game went as figured.
Yeah, Rams can still beat atrocious football teams, and we're not going to overreact to it. The Rams have still been putrid this year. The biggest takeaway is they actually got Allen Robinson the ball.
Yeah, Panthers are the worst team in the league.
Yeah, the Panthers are playing an XFL quarterback, and it's pretty much the same thing when Baker's playing for them. So just a bad team.
I hope they ship McCaffrey somewhere.
Fire sale out there now.
They're
just gonna start getting rid of everybody. How long before Sam Darnold takes over quarterback?
Since you touched on that, I don't know if there's any truth or merit to this, but I heard, and just think about what if Buffalo got Christian McCaffrey.
That's what it sounds like. They're going after him pretty hard.
Like that.
There's also word that the Birds are in on him too.
Yeah, you mentioned that too.
That's what the Rams did a couple years ago, man. When they won it all last year, they had a bunch of 1-year high money guys, and you just go for it.
It's one of those moves that you have a team that's ready to compete, and you just push all your chips to the middle of the table. So
yep.
Rather win one Super Bowl or go to the playoffs 5 or oh my God, pick 6 Cardinals right between the receiver's hands.
I mean, when we won our Super Bowl a few years ago, I mean, we had LeGarrette Blount as our running back, and we went out and picked up Jay Ajayi at the trade deadline. It's like, why not have 2 fantastic running backs instead of 1?
And Buffalo doesn't really have a feature back.
Yeah, I have Devin Singletary on my team, and he stinks. Gives me about 10 points a week.
Yeah, that's kind of like the missing thing for Buffalo, because the only time they could really establish a running game is when Allen's going crazy.
That team will be stupid if they actually get him.
But moving on.
The
Browns' loss to the Jets looks less shitty every week because they have been balling.
Yeah,
this is a pretty big surprise. Seeing how good the Jets have been this season.
I'll miss the extra point. Packers are my favorite team to bet, and this year they just don't. No, I always bet the Packers almost every week, and this year they have not got it clicking yet.
Yeah,
there were a lot of people Super Bowl pick in the NFC used to make it.
See, I couldn't go that far after knowing they lost a top 5 receiver and they really didn't have anybody to fill his shoes.
Yeah, I'm sure Aaron Rodgers will end up making Chase Claypool the next fucking Calvin Johnson.
Well, you could blame it on their receiving core too, but honestly, Rodgers has not looked phenomenal either.
Mm-hmm.
like at all. They scored 10 points. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what to think of the Jets.
Brees Hall's good. He's living up to the hype.
They had a couple sneaky wins. Like they
beat Pittsburgh on a muffed punt.
The Browns game was like literally robbing a bank and getting away with it somehow.
Yeah, same thing with the Pittsburgh game. They just suddenly became the best team in the league the last 2 drives.
Undefeated on the road.
4 wins. I mean,
yeah, I haven't lost a game on the road. It's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Giants haven't lost on the road either.
That's another. What the 2 New Jersey teams? They don't accept them as New York teams. Is that how it goes there?
Another Ravens meltdown.
East Rutherford.
Was this a late game collapse by the Ravens again? I didn't.
Yeah, I think they had it.
What happened?
I think it was 20-10 in the fourth quarter.
That sounds just kind of. That's like the trend of the Ravens this year is just fall apart late.
Yeah, Lamar threw a bad fourth quarter interception.
But at this rate, 500 ball could win you the North. So
yeah, they're still.
Who cares?
Still right in it.
But yeah, the Giants 5-1. Who was there? They lost to the Cowboys, right? Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just, I don't know. That's just like a legit defense who is going to stop the run, and then Daniel Jones is going to beat you by himself. But I don't know. They play good complementary football, and they're pretty tough. So I like the Giants. Been saying that a lot. Saquon looks like a dog when he's healthy too.
Mm-hmm. He's tough.
It's aggravated. We don't play him until late in the season, both games. We don't play him, I think, until week 15, week 14.
Dude, Daniel Jones running the ball is electric.
Yeah, it's a lot better than watching him pass the ball. That's for sure.
Yeah, he can run the shit out of the ball. It's still. Do you remember when Baker Mayfield made fun of the Giants for taking him?
Yeah, I mean, like Baker just puts his foot in his mouth every time he speaks, dude. I do not miss that. I still don't know how this wasn't a primetime game. This is the AFC Championship rematch from last year.
Mm-hmm. Josh Allen just fucking put the team on his back, man.
Yeah, he did. That hurdle was one of the nastiest things I've ever seen on live television.
That game-winning touchdown pass was ridiculous. To Knox in the corner.
To Dawson. I like Dawson Knox a lot, too.
But, yeah, this game was... Yeah, I mean, it wasn't obviously the crazy high scoring, but still lived up to the hype.
Yeah, I think Mahomes just made a couple uncharacteristic mistakes that he doesn't make when they play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
still be funny when the Chiefs beat him in the playoffs.
That's what just tends to happen, because doesn't Buffalo always beat them in the regular season?
Oh my! No way back-to-back pick sixes. No, they're gonna run them down. No, they're not. Andy Dalton pick 6 on back-to-back drives.
But yeah, unfortunately, Port's not here to talk about it. But the Bills have been legit all year. They had a couple weeks where they looked a little bit fragile, but beating the Chiefs in Arrowhead's never easy to do.
Was that the same guy? Well, that might have been the same dude.
Josh Allen is an absolute stud. Glad the Browns passed on him. And Stephon Diggs is one of the best. Him and Allen are probably, if not the best, one of the best wide receiver quarterback combos.
Better than Stafford and Cooper Kupp.
Oh, yeah. That Stafford kind of stinks.
I mean, Stafford loves to throw it to defenders, too, so I think he's just friendly with everybody.
Allen's got a fucking hose, man. That dude, the ball just looks different coming out of his hand.
Yeah.
He's so fun to watch through the football.
Yeah, and he's just a massive dude too. Like he could run over a linebacker. But this is another. I didn't even put the freaking score on here.
Stinker again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Doesn't matter.
That I didn't
Neither-
even update this slide, but the
Neither of those
Broncos
teams.
lost. The Broncos lost.
Two more insanely talented teams that just aren't living up to it.
That's Fort was riding the bet, and he's been doing it all year. Russell Wilson over 1.5 touchdowns,
My team rode that one with him,
and it fell apart.
but it was the end of the second quarter. I don't know who the receiver was, but I swear he had 15 yards of space between him and the corner just on a deep ball, and Russell Wilson underthrew him by 15 yards to the point it still got completed because he had that much separation, but it should have been a walk-in touchdown, and I knew it was over after that.
Yeah, so this is Port's updated list of things not to bet on. It goes Baker Mayfield, Texas football, heads in the Super Bowl, and Russell Wilson. You can't touch him.
I want to hear his Texas football story why he won't bet on them anymore.
I think he told us last week. I just don't remember what it was.
Then again, I should probably stop too. I bet him this week and they didn't cover.
But yeah, this is the game that's going on right now. What's the score? You said Dalton's throwing 2 straight picks.
28-14 Arizona.
And it's their defense has been setting them up.
Yeah, it was when I started watching it was like 14-6 like 7 minutes ago.
Threw this in the chat earlier. Andy Dalton is 0-11 in his last 11 road primetime games.
About to be 0-12.
Yeah.
Because I wonder how many, if ever, a team's thrown 2 pick sixes and won a football game.
Yeah, but the Cardinals kind of lucked out. COD doesn't drop till probably midnight tonight, so Kyler was ready to go. They got the Thursday night draw on a good week. Must have worked out a deal with the NFL on that one. But they'll probably pull away with that game. Early Sunday window, week 7. Browns playing in Baltimore.
Baltimore by 1 million.
Not by 1 million, but Baltimore's going to win. Baltimore's definitely going to win. Especially just because we can't defend the run. And, I mean, Lamar might run for 200. If J.K. Dobbins another 200, it's just going to be ugly. Falcons at the Bengals. Do we like the Falcons? 6.5 point dogs.
I like the Falcons.
They play everybody close.
Points. I like the Falcons 6.5 for sure.
Falcons undefeated against the spread this year, you said, right?
Undefeated, yep, 6-0.
That might be the bet of the week, to be honest.
I like that one a lot.
Lions playing in Dallas, 7-point dogs.
Is Dak back this week? Probably.
I think they said Dak's
is
cleared
back this week.
I
think it'll be somewhat close. Lions' offense is actually pretty decent.
I might not touch that one. That one's scary. I don't know what Lions team will show up.
Titans, Colts. 2 not so great offenses.
I like the Titans, but
I mean, I would lean Titans if I had to, but I don't think I would put any of my income towards betting on that.
This one down here is the fucking lock. Aaron Rodgers coming off, got 2 back-to-back losses, 4.5 points against the Commanders.
Commies.
That's my lock right there. Packers 4.5 for sure.
There's been I've only seen it because of the McAfee show, but there's been absolute chaos going on with the Commies owner this week.
Oh yeah, Dan Snyder. Like he hired like a PI to try to dig up dirt on other owners.
Jim Irsay came out talking to reporters after an owners meeting and was just straight up like, "Yeah, we got to get this guy the fuck out of here," which is another owner saying that. It's pretty crazy.
It's insane. All this stuff are just surrounding Dan Snyder.
I seen something too
pretty
that
wild.
The guy that won the 50-50 at the Commanders game last week went to cash the check and it bounced.
Yeah, it was like $14,000. They couldn't give it to him.
That's such a Commanders thing to happen. Their stadium falls over.
Their stadium is so terrible.
The only name in sports worse than the Guardians is the fucking Commanders. And
The commies.
It's just absolutely terrible.
Is the Guardians even that bad? People seem to like it.
I think if they weren't good this year, we'd hear a lot more.
Done better.
You can call them the Guards, like I said.
I think it's more so the logos for the Guards that are just like, what are we doing?
The logo's bad. I will give you that.
The G with wings, the G baseball with wings, that is like a third grader drew that up in Microsoft Paint, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna run with this.
Then we got Bucks Panthers. Gross.
No way the Bucks don't win this game, but
that's a lot of points.
A lot of points.
Baker is out still, I assume.
Yeah, which probably helps them.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't touch anything with Baker Mayfield. 11 points is a lot, and that Buccaneers offense looks bad. I would if I was betting this game, I would take Carolina.
I think I would take the Bucks. But that's just strictly because every time I've bet against Tom Brady, it's gone terribly.
I don't think there's an NFL game that I would.
And what is this spread?
I would
Giants at Jags. Jags are 3-point favorites.
That has to be wrong.
No, that's what I saw.
Jags have been favored in some pretty strange games. Like, a lot of people thought that Philly's most difficult game.
Yeah, Jackson, that's the line right now. That feels like a trap bet, though.
That's trappy.
That's like too good to be true.
I don't know, man. This every week it just seems more and more like the NFL is literally here, just exists to take sports bettors' money. Nothing that happens makes any fucking sense.
But that is like the most obvious. Like, how is that?
But did you see that shit?
Doug Peterson's always had a lot of luck against the Giants.
Did you see that shit with the Justin Herbert bet?
No.
So Justin Herbert's thrown a touchdown prior to last week, 29 games in a row. He's had a passing touchdown. DraftKings boosted the odds for him to throw at least one touchdown from -800 to +100. And he didn't throw one for the first time in 29 games.
He threw like 60 times on Sunday.
And he didn't throw a single touchdown. And just so happens the week he doesn't throw one, the odds get boosted up 900 points.
Yeah, so that is, like, obviously, if I didn't have the experience that I did, that's like, why wouldn't you take Giants plus? Honestly, fuck it. Why wouldn't you take Giants money line?
That's why I said in the group chat earlier this week, I'm writing down my 5 favorite bets of the week, and I'm taking the opposite of every single fucking one of them.
Yeah, but that's a trap. Like, that is 100% a trap. So stay away. Jets at the Broncos. Somehow the Broncos are still favored.
I still won't touch them because I keep telling myself
one of these weeks
they have to get it figured.
One of these weeks they're gonna just explode.
Yeah, they're gonna have like a 40-point game,
and it's gonna be the week that we bet on it.
Dude,
like it's inevitable.
Dude, their coach looks like
good job, lasagna.
Like he's never fucking watched football before. Like every single week, that dude just does inexplainable things. What's his name? Nathaniel Hackett.
Wasn't he the Packers OC or quarterback coach?
Think so. But I mean, they're just terribly.
What I heard was they signed him under the assumption that Aaron would come with him. And then when that fell through, they're like, okay, went and got Russ, but the dude just looks lost.
Yeah, and I mean, Russell, even when the plays are there to be made, Russell Wilson doesn't make them.
You could see his receivers on the sideline. They just can't stand the guy. He had another quote this week, dude. He's like a Baker Mayfield type. He can't get out of his own way. What did he say? He had a hamstring injury, and he said he'll be good to go because he has like Wolverine blood.
Dude, he's the Ryan DeBoer of the NFL.
He said, "I heal quick. I don't know if it's old Wolverine blood or what."
That is, I mean, you could just see DeBoer saying that.
Did you see?
I have Wolverine blood.
Did you see Russ's Subway commercial he's got out now?
The Danger Witch.
The Danger Witch.
PFT said it's very, very good, though. He said you cannot sleep on Danger Witch.
Don't sleep on the Danger Witch.
He said he ate, I think it was him. He said he ate one the first 5 days after it came out. I think it's basically just a spicy Italian, but
don't sleep on the Danger Witch.
Let me see if I can find it.
Like I said, read off what it is because I'm curious. I know it's similar to an Italian sub, I think.
He is literally Baker Mayfield, though. He always has something stupid to say. He's in terrible commercials and he plays bad.
But every
football.
Every press conference after his like terrible losses and he played terrible, him just giving off that depressing like Broncos country, let's ride at the podium.
He didn't do it this week.
week. Yeah, he kind of said it under his breath as he was walking off.
It was the first time he didn't say it into the mic.
No way. They removed the Danger Witch from their menu because it was getting trolled so much.
The Danger Witch. That's honestly like a good marketing ploy for him, though.
Dude, I didn't know until I was at B-Dubs last week. You know, Sauce Gardner has his own fucking sauce at B-Dubs now?
Yeah, I saw that. It was like right after he got drafted, he signed that deal.
Yeah, that's a dub. That dude's a dog. Good for him.
Yeah, he was wearing the cheese head in Lambeau after the game. And
yeah,
I think Lazard ran up and slapped it off his head.
All right, the Danger Witch is a BMT with bacon.
That's it.
That's all it is.
What was next?
Texans, Raiders.
Fucking puke.
2 1-win football teams. I can't even bet on it because there's no way I'm watching it, even if I have money on it.
It's the game of the year.
No.
Puke. But there's just so many bad fucking football teams this year, man.
Seahawks Chargers could be interesting.
But it's like.
Is Keenan Allen finally back this week?
I don't know.
The league hierarchy is like Bills, Chiefs, like the top, then the Eagles right below them, and then the rest of the league is horrible. Like it's literally all it is right now.
The only team that I'm worried about is the Bills against the Eagles. I'm not worried about the Chiefs. They can beat the Chiefs.
Like the Eagles look like the only even decent team in the NFC right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sold on the.
I don't know how the Chargers have 4 wins.
The Cowboys will come out of it, I think. Like the Cowboys' defense is like legitimately good.
I think I like the Seahawks. I like the Seahawks plus 5.5 this week.
Keenan Allen's still questionable.
And the Chargers, they scraped out a win against the Browns where the Browns just decided not to win. And they beat the Broncos, who are terrible. So Seahawks have been playing well. They score a lot of points. I like the over.
Just find ways to fuck everything up too.
I like the over, and I like the Seahawks plus the points.
I would take. Yeah, I'd probably take the Seahawks here if I had to bet.
And then the Chiefs go from being home underdogs to road favorites in San Francisco this week, getting 2.5.
Thought they would get. I thought this would be like a 4.5 point spread.
I bet on them last week and they let me down. So even though I like them, I don't think I'll bet on them. Maybe tease it.
That might be my underdog money line pick of the week. I kind of like 49ers money line in that one. I like them to have a big bounce back game.
I don't know. The Niners tend to play better against passing offenses than running offenses, so maybe that works out well for them, but I still think the Chiefs will win. Sunday night, Jesus Christ, who the hell wants to watch this?
Fucking go.
Yeah, absolutely.
The world gets to meet Kenny Pickett in prime time.
Is he going to play this week?
Yeah, he's full go.
Man, I was hoping we'd get prime time Money Mitch.
Yeah, Kenny's full go. Minka is back. Fryermuth is back.
What about TJ?
TJ is still looking like after the Eagles game, after the bye week. We're on a bye after next week's Eagles game, then he'll be back after the bye week. But no, like I said, Brian
Tua's
Flores
back as well.
Game.
Tua's back as well.
Tua's back this week.
I don't
until he gets hit again, but
I don't bet on Pittsburgh Steeler football, but there is a lot of value in the money line in this one.
Yeah, I don't know why that's a big spread. This could be another primetime under game to look for. Because the Steelers don't put up a lot of points. The Dolphins can. But I don't know how they're going to look with Tua coming back.
Yeah.
But bare minimum, I like the Steelers +7.
Yeah, with Kenny playing. I don't know. I think that he's got a really good relationship with the receivers compared to what Mitch had. They seem like they're just buying into Kenny more. So you see the Instagram posts. You see, apparently there was a full-blown fight between Mitch and Deontay Johnson in the locker room. The game Mitch got benched. That just came out this past week as well. I think that hopefully primetime game, this is the week he finally really gets it going with the receivers. George Pickens.
Are you calling it?
Like I said, I don't bet Steeler football, but I feel really good about this game.
So you don't have to bet on it, but are you predicting a win?
I'm predicting a Steeler victory. Brian Flores revenge game.
Oh boy. Oh my gosh, it just keeps getting worse. Oh my goodness.
I couldn't think of a more uninteresting primetime game.
Honestly, Zappy's not terrible to watch when he's not beating the shit out of your team.
Is Mac back this week, though?
I think so. I think they said he was full go at practice.
And he is just that's just boring. The Bears.
Yeah, I'd say for your mental sanity, don't bet on this one. Because then you have to watch it. But
no chance.
Patriots have won the last 5. They don't play a whole lot. Obviously they're in different conferences, so that's going all the way back to 2002. But they have won the last 5, and I think most of them are blowouts. I think Patriots win 7.5 is big, but I'm not touching either team here. So
if Zappy plays, give me New England. If Mac plays, give me the Bears.
The contingency. Oh, and by the way, NBA's back, baby. NBA is back.
That league fucking stinks.
Yawn.
So, Jackson, your top 3, you have to rank NFL, NBA, and MLB.
Like, are we talking regular season as an overall product?
Overall product.
NFL, MLB, NBA. At least the MLB playoffs are entertaining. NBA sucks all around. The NHL is above both of them. It goes NFL, NHL, golf.
I mean, I can't.
MLB, NBA. If you want to include all the sports.
Completely just disregard sports that like I haven't gotten into because I don't know. I guess
Hockey
that's highly opinionated.
Hockey is betting king as well.
Hockey's soccer on ice, and I don't like watching for 3 hours for a 2-1 game. And I don't know. It's just not my thing.
You can watch the NBA where literally nothing matters until the last 4 minutes of the game when they start trying.
I just wish. I think a lot of the problem with the NBA is the way it's officiated.
It doesn't. I never missed a Cavs game growing up. Watched every single game religiously. This doesn't have the same feeling anymore, man. All the players are all just best friends. It just seems like there's no like competitiveness in the NBA anymore.
Yeah. Well, I still enjoy it.
I don't really even watch a lot of college basketball either. I just don't watch a lot of basketball anymore.
Yeah, Cavs should be good this year. The Lakers are going to stink. Warriors look good. And then I guess to close out, are the Yankees winning or losing?
Still losing 3-2.
I will watch
bottom 6.
I will watch the Mavericks whenever they're on. I do like watching Luka.
3-2, bottom of the 7th.
Bottom 7, yeah.
All right. I won't say anything. I'm not happy with the state of New York right now, but we'll just keep it rolling.
I can't believe these bitch ass Indians fans are rooting for the Astros.
Dude, it's just the lesser of two evils. Like,
that's
always how it's been. It's always been anybody but the Yankees.
But
it has to be. Like, it has to be. It's not even like. So they beat Cleveland. Like, granted, you won the ALDS, you should celebrate. But the fans and the players acted like they literally just won the fucking World Series. You beat the Guardians, and you have to win 8 more games.
I got it when like A-Rod and Jeter and everybody were in town. Like those were players that were easy to hate for opposing fan bases. But like, who do the Yankees have now that people don't like?
I don't like any of them.
Like Aaron Judge literally seems like the nicest dude in the world.
I don't hate Aaron Judge. He's probably your most likable dude, but he did nothing against us. He hit a home run, but he struck out. He struck out 10 times. I mean,
I don't know. I said before this game tonight.
You know who I hate? You know who I actually hate the most on the Yankees is fucking what's his name? Bader. That guy's an absolute. He's a jackass, bro.
He just got he just got to town anyway. He's not even a Yankee.
Yeah, they picked him up at the trade deadline, and
he reminds me of someone I would beat the shit out of him at Manny's at like 2 a.m.
Didn't he not? He didn't hit a single home run in the regular season, did he?
No, he didn't. When they picked him up, he didn't. He was injured when they traded for him, and he didn't make a start until the last week of the season.
And just rips 4 home runs.
0 home runs all year, and then comes.
Someone said that they dressed up Judge and dressed him as Bader, so they pitched to him differently, and he's just been hacking. Because didn't he hit one yesterday too in the ALCS?
Bomb last night.
Yeah,
kind of how it seems.
They said at one of the games in Cleveland, he was just chucking balls like trying to hit like the scoreboard, and one of them bounced off and hit a fan in the head, and he's just
Joe said he threw one out over the scoreboard into the parking lot.
I think he missed one time and it bounced off and hit somebody in the head. So just a great guy there, real class act. Who was likable on the Yankees other than Aaron Judge?
I mean, it's just it's not like it used to be where you had like your A-Rods and those players that like household names that everybody just hated. Now, like the Yankees, for the most part, besides Judge and Stanton, are a bunch of just random dudes. I mean, Donaldson, Rizzo. I mean, they got some dudes that are past their prime, like Rizzo and Donaldson. But
I wouldn't say Rizzo's past his prime. Rizzo has proven this year that he's still got it, but Donaldson's a joke. Donaldson's an absolute joke.
Donaldson last night, I don't even want to describe what he made me want to do to myself.
Yeah, but I did say this the other night. I still think Garrett Cole's your ace.
Oh yeah, Garrett Cole's still the ace, but
he was accountable for 2 of the 3 wins. And granted, it is the guards, but he was lights out. So
Nestor would have been accountable for 2 of the 3 or 2 wins as well if they didn't blow it game 2. He didn't do as well as I thought he would, but still did pretty decent in game 2. But then game 5, he came in and shut it down.
Yeah. Didn't love that whole rain delay, but we're not going to get into conspiracies here.
Cleveland had like hotel problems too on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, I get that because they probably weren't planning to stay, and
no.
I'm sure you can't just
Yankees have plane trouble.
I'm sure you can't just pick up 30 rooms night of in New York City, but
yeah.
But I just like the fact
they were supposed to say it's like I think they stayed somewhere in Yonkers, which it's closer to the stadium than any of the other boroughs. But
see, like the Guardians. Go ahead, Jackson.
The fact that Cleveland fans are just fucking delusional enough to think that the Yankees would have rather played the next day for a little bit of extra pitching, but then had to go to Houston on 0 rest, would have rather done that than just play the game, is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
I mean, odds are starting an actual starter versus a bullpen pitcher is probably going to go better for you.
No, Tyone's a starter.
Yeah, but he stinks.
He's not. Nah, he had a pretty decent season. He was pretty bad out of the pen the other day, but
yeah. But I mean, either way,
yesterday he wasn't the greatest. But I mean,
they beat us. Congrats.
Pretty solid. I mean, Garrett Cole said he was completely. Before Game 5, Garrett Cole said that he was available to pitch.
Garrett Cole was
1 day rest.
Was up throwing in the 8th inning against the Cleveland last game.
Mm-hmm.
He was warming up.
Yeah, he said after throwing 110 pitches, he's good to go the next day. So actually, there's your most likable guy. He's a dog.
Yeah.
He has 0 personality though.
Yeah. It's like a piece of bread.
Yeah, he had like a can of beer after they won Game 5, and he was just like.
He looked like Jeff Dahmer in that video.
Whipping it at people.
He looked like Jeff Dahmer in that video, I swear. It was the most awkward video ever.
Dude's hilarious without trying to be funny at all. He just does dumb things.
Shout out Gleyber Torres doing that rock the baby shit right at the Indians dugout.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That was the best.
They deserved it. Like I don't know why everybody's
Naylor,
so salty about that. Naylor, like that's Naylor's fault. We were down 3-2, and
we're so salty about it because he didn't even tie the game with that home run.
No, I'm saying Cleveland fans are mad at them for doing it back. Like, why?
No,
like, the dude showed him up for.
I'm not salty at all about it. Like the dude's gonna showboat after not even tying the games. Yeah. Like, what are you celebrating right now?
And now
he's just he's a hothead in general, but that.
Dude, so is Miles Straw. Like Miles, like I think Naylor might be more hated in New York now than Miles Straw was.
Yeah, he's
after that series that they played in New York earlier this year, where he's climbing the fence and yelling at fans, trying to start fights with fans.
That's because they were throwing shit at him.
No, they weren't. They were not throwing anything at him.
There's videos of it.
Yeah, there's video of them not throwing anything at Miles Straw. They weren't throwing anything at Stephen Kwan either. They started throwing it after he jumped the fence.
I mean, you're a Yankees fan, but there's literally videos of them just screaming and like harassing the Guardians. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
don't
they were
climb the
yelling and
fence.
harassing at him, but nobody was throwing anything at him.
Poverty team. Nobody cares about the fucking small market piece of shit franchise anyway.
Spend money.
They can. The owner's just a stooge. That's the thing, is they're promising, but they're not going to cash in on it.
Bieber's gone anyway.
He's here next year. I doubt they give him the contract he wants, though.
The Mets are about to have a fire sale. They're going to get rid of everybody. DeGrom's going to be gone. Diaz is going to be gone.
Steven Kwan's a dog, though.
Yeah, Kwan's good. I like him.
Yep. Look, that's all I got. Done talking about Cleveland's failures again. Thanks for joining, boys.
Indians knocked out. Cavs lost.